I do not want to say anything. I do not want to make an analysis of anything. I do not want to tell you what to believe. I do not want to tell you what's happening. For you yourself can see what is happening. You yourselves are able to analyze for yourself what is happening. And you know, the best way sometimes of leading people is allowing them to make their own mistakes and suffer the consequences, and perhaps they will grow from there. Because usually, when your mind is stuck in a false teaching or false belief or false hope, as Zimbabwe is concerned, false hope, nobody can tell you otherwise. You will think that they are lying to you, unless the false hope and the false belief lead you into something that might actually be tragic sometimes. That is when you will actually wake up and begin to see what's going on. I'm not going to talk about what's going on in Zimbabwe and Harare. You people will know. Nelson Chamisa just tweeted about 2024. Something is going to happen. And the point is that out there talking about SADC. And I'm not going to tell you if there's anything that's going to come out of SADC or not. I think it's high time for people now. I think if people have been listening to my channel, you are no longer students. Not that I've got any right to anything, but I'm going to graduate you right now. You're no longer students. You are now professors in your own right. You are now analysts in your own right. You can see the tweet by Nelson Chamisa tells me something that I know, but you should know. If you do not know, you will know. The happenings or the not happenings surrounding SADC issue, surrounding Chabang. Chabang is quiet now. All of those things. I'm not going to tell you that it's just another days of our lives, bold and the beautiful, different stories every week. No, it's you who's going to say that. It's you who's going to say it. One of the best ways of leading people is not telling them what to do or what to believe, but it is allowing them to walk in their ignorance and letting them suffer the consequences of their ignorance. And then perhaps at that point of pain, will they begin to look back and look for true answers. And when they look back, they will see that we were told, we warned about this thing. Hapana chiri kubuda apa. You can waste your time until Jesus comes. We will be tweeting. The Twitter president will be tweeting whilst eating this money overseas. And if you don't believe it, it's okay. Believe what you believe. And after what you believe keeps on disappointing you until there's no strength left in you, then you will begin to see for yourself, not being told by me or anyone, to yourself, that you're being taken for a ride. That is the attitude that I have towards Zimbabweans as a whole right now. I am watching the Zimbabweans at the border coming back to South Africa. I'm seeing the dehumanizing experiences that they're having. I'm reading about the cases. South Africans are heartful of Zimbabweans in their country. I'm reading all of their comments, and I'm seeing that we have got an opportunity to build our own country. We do not need to be in South Africa. Truly speaking, we do not need to be in South Africa. We've got a country which has got enough resources, mining industry, farming industry that can actually lead to a creation of other downstream industries that can create a tremendous amount of employment opportunities, and professionals can be actually created through a political system that runs a proper banking system for a proper economic system. We can do that. What we need is just systems reset and respect our systems, respect our rule of law, and not kuita zvinhu zvecorruption zvokudya kuti unoenda kupinda kugovernment ukudya. No, government is not a place for eating. Eat at your house. Government is a place of working. You must work deliverables. Deliver on the deliverables. I'm so ashamed at what I'm seeing, the shame that my people is experiencing here in South Africa. People want to holiday in Zimbabwe, they're coming back. They're being treated like dogs. And yet they've got a country, they've got a president who's like, who's there? The president is there. It's not like we're a leaderless country. There is a government. Just like South Africa has a government, so does Zimbabwe. But you and I know the issues of the Zimbabwean government. And you and I know now the issues of the Zimbabwean opposition. But we are going to pretend that we do not know those things. We are going to hawk a lie, hoping that a lie is going to help us. The Bible says that there's a verse that says, we have made a covenant with death, and death shall not swallow us. Zimbabweans have made a covenant with death, and we believe that death shall not swallow us. No, Zimbabweans, death will swallow us if we make a covenant with it. As I said, I am no longer at a place of telling people what to do or showing people what to see, as if like I am the national prophet who listens to me anyway. It's time for people to experience. Okay, experience is the best teacher. This year, South Africa is going for elections. It's going to be tumultuous. The migrant issue is going to be one of the biggest issues. I wouldn't rule out a revolt within black South Africans against black Zimbabweans. I wouldn't rule that out. I don't want to see that happening, but perhaps it could be a trigger point that can help Zimbabweans to actually start really see the truth. Your Twitter president will be tweeting until Jesus comes. He is happy. Yes, he has got no incentive to remove Idi Mnangagwa. I wonder when I watch, there's this pain that I feel, pain that I have for Zimbabweans. When you watch people that are being lied to and following a lie, and you know that these people are being lied to, and you know that they're following a lie, and they actually believe the lie. No. There's a few that know it's a lie. They believe it. They follow it because they get some money, like the robots on Twitter and YouTube. They get some money. They get paid for it. For Rakashi, but for the other purposes. Then there's a majority of people who believe a lie. They are deceived and they do not know that they are deceived. So therefore they truly are given, their hearts have been stolen into believing a lie. And when you are like me, sitting outside watching people being lied to and being misled by Nelson Chamisa and Idi Mnangagwa, it's very painful because I don't have the power, I don't have the voice. Even if I make a YouTube video, nobody listens. They don't care. Nobody listens. There's only a few. It's not like I'm the only person who knows this thing. There's a few Zimbabweans. Just go online. You will see there's other Zimbabweans who really see that this thing is just taking us for the ride. But our voice is very small. The bigger voice is a voice of the deceived. So perhaps the deceived needs to get to a place of disaster. Because at the end of the day, a wake-up call has to come to the Zimbabweans. Do you know when we've got real problems, socio-politic problems in South Africa concerning immigrants, especially Zimbabwean immigrants, and Zimbabweans are forced to go back to Zimbabwe by the South Africans? Your leader, National Chamisa, he will be exposed because you begin to see that he has got no plan to take us forward. He never has a plan to take us forward and doesn't even want to develop a plan because the plan is not to take us forward. The plan that he has, of which he really has, is to appear as if he wants to take us forward. And then as you buy into that, the elite compensate him through whichever way he is compensated for that purpose. When a time when we are in trouble and we need to go back to our country, you will begin to see that as a so-called opposition, you are leaderless. Nobody is going to let those Zimbabweans that come back to Zimbabwe to succeed. Because if the Zimbabweans from South Africa, how many are we, millions of us, are forced back to our country, do you think that ZANU PF is going to change and begin to build a country for Zimbabweans? No, they won't. They'll carry on oppressing people. They will oppress those 2-3 million Zimbabweans who will come back home. And those 2-3 million Zimbabweans, when they look into Chamisa, bazokhamisa. Because Chamisa hana plan. And if Chamisa futhi akafuni kubusa ilizwe, people don't understand. He actually doesn't want to be president. That's not really his intention. His intention is to pretend to oppose, so that there is him and the guys in the triple C, there is a financial benefit from being the official opposition in perpetuity. But of course, Zimbabweans don't, I believe what I'm saying. When push comes to shove, and really things have to be changed, and the country has to go forward, when you look for a leader, you will find that you are leaderless. Because the decisions at Triple C are not made towards setting Zimbabwe free. Decisions are made towards trying to figure out ways of further extracting money from ZANU PF and the elite in Harare. Trying to figure out extracting the hearts of the Zimbabweans, so that the Zimbabweans can be attracted to them, follow them, and after following them, they use the pain of the Zimbabweans to advance their own social status, their own financial favors that they get from the ZANU PF elite in Harare. That's what's happening in Harare. That is the truth that is happening. But a lot of Zimbabweans just pretend that it's not the truth. And what I have noticed again, another truth about the people, especially the guys that are in Harare. Well, most of those things are happening in Harare. Those who know that what I'm saying is the truth. There's a lot of people in Harare, even my chef, my soldier, my police, even like there's a lot of people who know what I'm saying is true, but they tell themselves that okay, we know it's true. There's nothing we can do about it. Let's figure out a way in which we can benefit financially from the lie. They know it's a lie. They didn't create the lie. They are not maintaining the lie. But they just analyzed and found that there is a lie here. A lot of Zimbabweans know. Okay. I don't know why I keep on saying my chef, my chef. I feel like there's a chef, there's a general who's watching me. Yeah, even you were telling me now I'm prophesying. I didn't want to prophesy, but God is forcing me to prophesy. You, chef, there's a chef watching me. You know it's true. You know what I'm saying is true. But you're saying, it's what it is. We found it like this. We found that this is how the politics of Zimbabwe is done. So not that we agree with it. Jesus Christ. There's a soldier that the Lord is speaking to. You are a soldier. You are a chef somewhere. God is saying, you know that is true. And you are saying, God is taking me into your heart. I don't know who you are, but you are a military general. God is saying to me that you know it's true. And you don't agree with it, but at the same time you also don't disagree with it. You are just saying to yourself, this is what I found the system to be like. I cannot do anything about it. So even you are not corrupt, as in like you have got an ill intentions for Zimbabwe. You actually do want Zimbabwe to succeed. You want us to build tall buildings, have nice bridges, nice schools and everything. But you find yourself entangled in a system that was not created by you. You are part of it, but you are not the architect of the system. You found yourself having a position of being in there, but all of a sudden you're a chef military because of your service or whatever it is that you did that caused you to be there. And then now you have to do what the Joneses do. And you cannot, you don't, if you find that you or people, oh God, holy, now I'm prophesying. The Lord is showing me that you find that you and people like you do not have a voice. You feel like you do not have a voice or even a say. And you're trying to figure out who is the one who is perpetuating the system. You also do not know where the system is coming from. It seems like even those that are your seniors also feel like talk as if they are getting the instructions from somewhere or from someone. And because of that, it feels like, okay, we're stuck in a system. Okay, the system is not a person, the system is a thing. I mean, we can defy a thing. We are persons. Persons can do what the system doesn't want them to do, because systems do not have a life of their own. They cannot disagree with you like me. They cannot talk, communicate with you, but they are things. So we can defy them. All right. So let me do this. So these systems is keeping us captive, and we all know that. We all know that. We can all look at each other. You'll be surprised that a lot of people in ZANU-PF want Zimbabwe to succeed, to develop, but they also do not know what is holding them back. They can see there's a system, and then they're saying, those was real. Okay, yeah, I'm ZANU-PF, I'm an MP. Yeah, yeah, I don't want corruption in the country. But those was zero. That's what I found. Okay, those was zero. I do not know what to do. I feel like everyone, a lot of people feel like that. I'll tell you, do you know what that system is? It's the system of this world. It's Satan, it's the devil. Okay, that's what the Bible means when it talks about the devil, the architect of the systems of this world. It's a demonic system. It's not really a person. It's not even ET. Even ET is probably surprised. Like, how come I'm failing to develop a country? That day I was watching him asking people about a railway train. I mean, a train from Harare to Bulawayo, if it still functions. And he was told that there is no train from Bulawayo to Harare. And he asked why. He looked surprised, genuinely surprised. I mean, genuinely surprised. He thought that there is a train from Bulawayo to Harare, but there isn't. And he didn't know that. And I'm not accusing him of not knowing. Nobody knows everything. Even if you're the president of a country, you cannot know every single company, every single thing that is happening in the country. Some things you do not know, even if you're briefed every day. So he was surprised that, so we don't have, and he said something powerful. He asked, why? And the why he was asking, you could tell that this man is concerned. He's worried. And he really wants to know why. He doesn't understand what is stopping the NRZ from having a train from Bulawayo to Harare. I can tell you for sure, it's not Mnangagwa who's stopping it. I can tell you that it's not General Chiwenga who's stopping it. I can tell you it's not someone up there in government. It's someone in NRZ. They need to be fired. Who these people? They are so lucky. They're lucky Zimbabweans are ignoring me. I mean, if I'm president of Zimbabwe, I'm telling you, people are going to cry. It's not joke. It's not joke, yo. People are going to cry. I know. It's some CEO. By the way, talking about NRZ, I remember some years back, 15 years back, I was remember someone telling me a story that once the military took over, I think it was 2008 or so, there was one military general who took a gun and went to the goods train that was coming. I think it was coming from Bulawayo, from Victoria Falls to Harare, or from Victoria Falls to Bulawayo. So the guy just took a gun and just pointed at the driver of the train and said, "Give me the money." I don't know whether he had money or he had code, whatever he is, but this general, I think it was money. He just was on the road, in the railway line, pointing at the train driver. The train driver to stop. The general took the money. Just like that. This is the guy who's supposed to be protecting the sovereignty of the country. The one who just uses that gun to just take the money and go. So something is rotten in RZ, and the president doesn't even know. What I'm saying is, I'm saying this because I'm saying that there is a system in Zimbabwe that is undermining the development of the country, and there's no one person who understands how that system works, and there's no one person who actually sponsors that system. They all find themselves within a system that works in a certain way, and they're wondering who started this system, who is running this system, how can we stop the system? And they give up and they say, those was real. We found it like that. Let's just carry on as it is. Let's just eat where we can eat. You know that story of people eating. It's not about people being evil-hearted. or generally corrupt by nature. It's when they find themselves in a situation whereby ah lapha vele kudliwa njalo vele. That is how we live here. That's what we do. I mean, I cannot change it. I don't agree with it, but what else can we do? It's like the Zimbabweans that are crossing the border illegally. It's not like these people who are criminals. No, they've got no choice. I mean, you can come up with a moral high ground and say they've got a choice of staying at home, of which there's not even a choice. Not really. The reality is a system that has been created that causes people to cross the country illegally. There's a system that has been created that causes ZANU PF to underperform. And there's no one who is minding the system, the political system, not just ZANU PF, the whole political system as a whole. There is no one or, or commission or powerful enough to say, hey, hold on, take a step back. How do you recalibrate the system or reconfigure the system in such a way that it would work for everyone instead of being self destructive? Because the system is self destructive at the moment, and nobody is questioning how to fix the system. People always talking about removing it in Nanga, because I also do that. I always say it all the time. But that's not really at the root. At the root is to understand the system and we reconfigure our political system so that they can be in line with our social or economic and social goals. We need to define what we mean by we, our. Because right now, the we, whenever is Idi Mnangagwa and his relatives. We need to really understand what we mean by we. And I can tell you, by we, I mean all of us born as Zimbabweans. We need to restructure our system entirely. Remove ZANU PF, remove Triple C. When I say remove ZANU PF and Triple C, I'm not saying that people that are in ZANU PF or Triple C must be removed. Talk about the institutions themselves. They need to be done away with. And then we come together as people, not a government of national unity. No, it's or not even a transitional government, but a revamp of the whole system. Okay, but of course, interests are going to stop us. Interests are usually financial and political. The financial interests that might not like this new system of fairness and equality would want to maintain the status quo, because the status quo has got people that are benefiting from it, really hardcore benefits. And then there's others in the periphery, like the generals, the general I'm talking about, or the other, maybe the soldiers or the policemen who are taking bribes in the streets because those was very. They are not going to fight to stop the system that much, because they also want a successful Zimbabwe. But there's a few individuals who are high up there, perhaps who making multi-millions and billions from a broken system. They will really struggle to figure out how to restructure a new Zimbabwe. Unless if that new Zimbabwe can demonstrate to them that there is something that they can benefit. Now let me tell you the truth. There's two ways of fighting. Either by force, because you have got more power than the person that you are forcing. For example, if we as a political entity have more military strength than the Zimbabwean military, with more political sway in global politics than ZANU PF, we are able to force ZANU PF by force to go out without even negotiating, because perhaps we have got support of the Chinese military and the American military, and we've got that backup, and we can just point a threat to the ZANU PF and say, get out by noon. They will have no choice but to go. That's one way of fighting. Another one is the persuasion. Persuasion is persuade somebody who's more powerful than you, who's got all these military weapons than you, but showing them a better option which is largely your opinion. Okay, a better option of how they could still have some power, but be part of a better system in which they will benefit better than they're benefiting now. Now, that's a tricky one because since they are benefiting anyway, they don't want to take a risk of something new that they do not know because already what they're having is working for them. Even though it is at, even though they are rich at the expense of the rest of the others, or they are making money while it's creating poverty and, and disease in the country, well, at least it's making financial benefit. Don't tell them about going to hell. They don't believe in God. They've got their own God, so they don't care. This trying to trick them philosophy with philosophy and religion doesn't work for them. They don't believe in religion. They believe in money. They believe in power and wealth and attaining more of it. And they don't believe in giving an inch of their wealth or of their power to anyone. So the second way of fighting is to fight in the system, not the people. Perhaps creating a system in which even the people that benefit now will benefit later. But as I said, it's a hard sell because they're already enjoying the benefits and they're sitting at a comfortable place. Unless if the climate changes. So we offer them an offer. They might not like it. But if the climate changes, not because we change the climate, okay, the climate changes on its own, according to God. Okay, the geopolitical environment can change so much that even those that were sitting comfortable might find that they are no longer in a comfortable position. Not because of what you and I do, but because of, as I told you, because of the geopolitical climate. It might change and it might put them in a very compromised position such that they will need our idea. At that point, they will begin to value our idea, our better option, better system where they're also part of it, because the other option is to fail as the geopolitical events change. Now, let me give you an example. ZANU-PF is sitting pretty. I can tell ZANU-PF, come on, ZANU-PF, let's build Zimbabwe. Here's the plan that I have. A, B, C, D. You still keep this and that. You keep that and that and that. Let's move forward, okay? Everyone will be happy. They'll be like, good deal. But why must I take the risk of doing this thing that is gonna have me to give up some of my power when I've got absolute power and I'm absolutely sitting comfortable? So go to hell, young boy. You do not know politics, okay? And then Israel's war with Iran escalates, and they are busy chasing Iran all over the world, including the friends of Iran, including the fact that Zimbabwe has got something that Iran might need, and Israel takes the war to Harar. That, my friend, is another story for another day. And the ZANU-PF elites are weaker than Hamas. They will not be able to withstand that. They will be paying on their pens and they will be looking desperately for other political alternatives which they can hide behind so that there can be peace in Zimbabwe. And that, my friends, is not something that you and I decide or even influence. Not even this video. It's not a matter of me making this video that's gonna make Benjamin Netanyahu to act differently. It is the change, natural change of the geopolitics. I'm just giving an example. It could be something else. I mean, if I were told you last year this time that Israel would be fighting Hamas in the Gaza Strip this way, you wouldn't have believed it because you didn't know about it. Even 2 or 3 years back, if we told you about Russia invading Ukraine, you would have not believed it. Or even in 2018, if we tell you that there was going to be COVID-19, you were not going to believe it. But these are things, shock events that happen and shock everyone. They're like, where did this thing come from? but they happen anyway. So as ZANU-PF is sitting pretty, another event, not the one I just explained, any event, I do not know what it is because I'm not God. Another similar catastrophic event or geopolitical tension might arise. You know, it could be a tension between Zimbabwe and South Africa for all I care over something that you and I right now are not cognizant of or fully in full alignment or understanding of. So when those things happen, ZANU-PF will find itself in a very precarious situation, and the offers that they once disdained or looked at and dismissed and trampled upon will, at that particular point in time, suddenly become so valuable for them that it is actually the only option that they have at survival. That, my guy, is a stroke of genius of the Lord. When we say God is in it, we're talking about God orchestrating political events that are beyond the understanding of you and me. So when we continue to fast and pray in tongues, you do not know what you are saying in tongues. When you're saying in tongues, you are busy praying for that environment to come that will be against ZANU-PF. You do not know what it is, but just praying in tongues. But the Lord knows what it is. And whatever it is that thing that's going to put ZANU-PF in a tight corner. It's got nothing to do with you and me. They can put me in jail, put you in jail, arrest you, beat you up, but they cannot stop the geopolitical storm from coming. For there's a geopolitical storm that is coming to Harare. And it is whether natural, supernatural, or what have you, but it is just like as good as Russia invading Ukraine or Israel attacking Hamas or COVID-19 or some other, or just like any other tension or any other disaster that just suddenly hits the world. Harare is going to be hit by something that it's at the moment they have got no understanding or even foresight of such a thing happening. They have no wisdom or intellect. Even if they were wise, they still wouldn't see it. I mean, if you were wise in 2018 with all the wisdom in the world, would you have predicted COVID-19? Would you? No. Just something random happened in Wuhan, and all of a sudden it's in China, and all of a sudden it's Italy, then it goes all over the world. Who would have predicted that? No one. So something is cholera. It's cholera in Harare right now. Why is there cholera in Zimbabwe? It was because the Zimbabwean government has neglected their health system. And not only health system, but also the water system, sanitation. The government and the local councils are highly unsanitary. Imagine if that cholera and the waters in Harare, the waters in Zimbabwe, begin to be infected with cholera, and it becomes a real disease, a waterborne disease that actually breed another waterborne disease, which is much more worse than cholera, and it spills over to Mozambique. And what if it spills over to South Africa? The many Zimbabweans that are coming from Zimbabwe coming with cholera into South Africa. And South Africans were traveling around the world, take cholera around the world. Then they begin to look, where's this cholera coming from? It's coming from Harare, Zimbabwe. Coming from Zimbabwe. Why? Because the government has neglected the water systems, has neglected the health system. So the Zimbabwean government has led to a global health crisis. So who's the problem? It's the Zimbabwean government. Let me tell you something. If governments around the world care about their citizens, unlike ZANU-PF, governments around the world who care about their citizens, if their citizens start to die because of something that started in Harare in Zimbabwe, I am telling you, on that day, United Nations will set aside its plans of just destroying Zimbabweans for fun, and they will want answers from Harare. And those answers might include even removing ZANU-PF from power. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not even prophesying that this is what is going to happen. But I'm just giving you an idea of a scenario, okay, that could lead to the breakdown of relations between Harare and the globe. When those relations break down due to either it's a health scare issue that can that is contaminating the rest of the world, or it is some political issue like an Israel against Iran issue, or some other issue that you and I are not knowledgeable of at the moment we because it has not yet happened. Whatever issue that is, that will be debilitating in ZANU-PF's attempt to hold on to power. That event will be the catalyst for a real formidable change. And ZANU-PF will be forced to sign a deal or not deal. Either sign a deal they don't want to sign, or not be asked to sign a deal at all, just to be removed completely without being told, without being consulted. It depends on what it is that is going to happen. It could be something that could happen that would cause the global elites in support of the whole world, because the global elite respects sovereignty. But sovereignty issues can be dealt away with if you're dealing with an international health crisis. You can have a government in Zimbabwe spewing out cholera and other waterborne diseases and death to the rest of the world, and then you say, oh, they are a sovereign state, we must just leave them like that. No, you're only a sovereign as you can protect yourself. And when your sovereignty is destroying everybody else, then you become an enemy of everybody else. Then they've got the right to attack you and to deal with you whichever way they feel appropriate. And the rest of the people around the world will be supporting, because they don't want to die too. Nobody wants to die from cholera that is coming from Harare. No one in Sydney wants. It's not about racism. Nobody in China, nobody in Russia, nobody even if Vladimir Putin, if he gets that cholera that comes from Harare, he himself, he will not want Iti Mnangagwa to stay in power. Things change, my people. Thank God for the weather systems. And thank God that the weather system, the natural weather systems, teach us that even geopolitical weather changes. And when it changes, there is no telling what changes are going to come. For change is coming, folks. Change is coming. Perhaps the Twitter president is right. Something big will happen in 2024. But of course, if every year you keep on saying that this year something big is going to happen, at some point you will be correct, because at some point something big will happen indeed in Zimbabwe. At some point, it could be this year, it could be in any other year. Notwithstanding what the Twitter president is doing or not doing, a geopolitical storm is going to come. It's going to hit Harare, and when it hits, boy oh boy, it will hit you like a flood. It will hit you when you're not even prepared for it. And you won't even know whether to touch the stove or to touch the fridge, or to leave the house with the TV or the kid or the iPhone, for it will hit hard. And ZANU-PF would have no choice but to come to a table to settle a better deal for the rest of the Zimbabweans. Holy is the Lord. My name is Ngobani Zondo. I will continue being a voice of reason, a voice of hope, a watchman for my country. I will continue to stand at the top of the hill and watch out for the safety of the land. And even if I might not be understood, even if I am being undermined, undervalued, and generally disrespected, I value the call of God placed on my life to know that it is my duty ultimate to stand strong against any discouragement or any antagonistic force that think that I am going to give up post because my people are not in line with my mind, or that some people think I am losing my mind. If that's what they think, they must just quiet think like that. It's not my concern. For your information, it's come to my knowledge that there are some people that actually think that I am mentally deranged. I'm a nutcrack or a mental case. That's why I make these videos. So, ah, so if you think that I'm crazy, what do you want me to do about it? Go ahead, tell your friends I'm crazy, laugh about it, and then what next? I will continue being a watchman for my people and for my country until my country is free. That's the attitude, that's the spirit that we must have, and not be overly concerned about what other people say or how they perceive us. For I will tell you, nobody ever changed the world profoundly without ever looking crazy to the ordinary people around them. So if you're going to do something great and life changing, expect that the ordinary folks around you will never understand greatness and great things and the powerful and important information. They are ordinary. They're just thinking about where do they get the next beer, the next sex, the next cup of coffee, or where they want to go out with their friends for lunch, get some sandwiches. That's all they think about. They don't understand when someone starts to speak about things of a national and international level. They begin to think that it's crazy, that one. Do you understand? So I want to encourage some of you who are in the same predicament as me, because I know they are there. That's why we've got a few views, because we're a rebrand. There's a few of us. Stay strong. Stay uh, committed to the work of the Lord, because it is the Lord who rewards you. It's funny, for the past 7 days, God has been saying something to me which is strange. I will not say what the Lord has been saying to me. I almost said it, but it's along the lines of understanding that you are not saving men, you are saving God. You are not, it's not a job to meet their expectations. Okay. You see, if I were to meet Zimbabweans' expectations, I'll be making videos that say nice things about Nelson Chamisa, everything bad about ZANU PF, everything nice about our CCC leader Chamisa. And Zimbabweans are going to like you because that's what they expect me to say. But if I were to say the things that I really have to say, things that God has put in my heart that are real, I will not please people. A lot of people will not like me. Some people will unfollow me. Some people will like some of my videos. Might not like the videos that they perceive to be anti their favorite boy Chamis. So I'm calling you to a place of understanding that when we are going to do something as important as taking people out of poverty, we are not concerned about petty YouTube views. How many subscribers do I have? Those are petty things. They don't really matter. Or the background, how beautiful it is, or do I look nice? One thing I will tell you, last week, or I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was about to make a video. Do you know what I did? I tried to wear nice. There was something nice, something that I wanted to wear. That was very nice. I tried to put a nice background. No, not that really background. I was gonna wear something nice and put some makeup and look nice. Somehow I wanted to look very nice for that video. When I was doing it, the Holy Spirit stopped me and said, "Don't do that. Make the video as you are. And God was pissed off until he says, even the content that you're going to speak about, don't talk about it anymore. Just stop it. Don't make any video. Just carry on the video. Don't make a video. Don't make it. Because the cause of what you're doing, this is not child play, okay? We're not here with a competition. Because I see a lot of people who are very childish. We're not here for a competition like, or who has got a bigger channel than the other, or who is better than this, who is right, who is wrong. I don't care about being right or being wrong. Okay. I mean, I speak a lot. There are some things that I say here that maybe I wrong. But some of them are my own opinions. And my own opinion might be wrong. Somebody else might have a better opinion. It's okay. We are all human. We all make errors. And we all entitled to our own opinions. But at the end of the day, the issue is let's separate issues from the tissues. And one thing I've got a weakness is talking too much. I'm going to cut this video here. May the Lord bless you, Zimbabwe. Have a great day.